everyone, welcome back to Liz Sews. Today I have for you guys my April makes. So the first thing that I have on is this McCalls 7745. I decided to make this dress in view B, and I wanted to submit this for the hashtag Maxi for Mother's Day challenge. I believe that's the name of it. I still might do that. It just depends on whether I can convince Tony to take pictures of me in it or not. This pattern, it says it's easy. It's rated easy on here, but man, I had a lot of trouble with it. Mainly doing this narrow hem that's along this ruffle part here. I'm not super familiar with doing narrow hems. It's not something I do very frequently in my sewing, and because it's all these really tight concentric circles in order to make the flounce, I couldn't use my hammer foot on it, and it was really hard to make such a nice delicate tiny hem on a circle like that. It's basically all of the trouble of hemming a circle skirt, but magnified because it's tinier, if that makes any sense. But I am pretty happy with how it turned out. I just used sort of a cheapy fabric. It's a quilting cotton from Joann's. I want to say I got it for a couple dollars a yard. I know cotton is not like a recommended fabric for this, but it was the only fabric that I had in my stash that I had like 5 yards of, so I had enough to make this dress, and I didn't care too much about it if it didn't turn out really well. So I do think it turned out well. I like how it looks on me. It does come with cup sizes, so I generally don't use those because I am a standard cup size for patterns. But it does come, I want to say it has a C and a D cup in it as well. Now I'm not sure, like for someone like me that's relatively flat chested, I think ruffles like this in the bust area are really flattering and it makes me look like I have more volume up there. I'm not sure somebody with a D cup would necessarily want that same sort of added volume to their chest, but whatever. The little arm flounce things I think look really cool, but it makes this dress incredibly impractical. This is as far as I can raise my arms, so you know, like can't do my hair in it. I have trouble putting on makeup in it, so not necessarily a dress that you could wear to like do chores around the house in, but I still think it looks really pretty. For the wrap style, I ended up putting, it's just ribbon on the inside because that ribbon would hide a lot easier under here, so it ties on the inside and then it ties on the other side on the outside. But I just did little rouleau loops, long rouleau loops of the fabric itself because I thought that would look a little bit nicer than having like a weird ribbon that wasn't exactly the right type of blue. So it sounds like I have a lot of complaints about this dress, and I do. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I like how it looks on me. I just don't think I'm going to make it again. So I might just submit this one as my maxi dress unless I can get my other fabric in on time. And then I might try the other maxi dress pattern that I was thinking about using. So we'll see. So I actually got to knock 2 things off of my Make 9 list this month, which made me feel really good because I don't think I've done any so far. So I was definitely gonna run into an issue where if I only did one a month, I was gonna run out of months before I ran out of projects. So the first thing that I did off of my Make 9 list was to do another pair of ginger jeans. No, this isn't my first ginger jean. I keep putting it on my Make 9 list because I want to use my nice fabric, and I want to, I've been slowly trying to get the fit on them perfect. So I think this pair is pretty good. I really like the fabric that I've used on the inside of this one. So this is I think this is a premium quilting cotton that I got from Joann's, but I like that green and orange combination. I think it looks really cool. I also used my cover stitch machine to do a lot of the top stitching on these jeans, which I think has turned out really well. Let's see if I can get to focus. So you can see the top stitching all along there, and then the crotch seam and the top. This is all done with my cover stitch machine, which gives a really nice and even double line of stitching. It also does a good job of sort of like covering up those seams on the inside, so you don't have to serge it or anything. It just lies really flat. So I'm pretty happy with how these turned out. The fit isn't perfect yet, but I think these are the closest ones that I have yet. The one change that I made on this pair that I hadn't done before, I've always had the back waistband curved slightly to help with my sway back, but this time I also curved the front waistband as well, and it does fit a lot more better. On my other pairs, I definitely, in the front, the like button part sticks out for me a little bit because it was completely straight, and so it wasn't like conforming to my body. These aren't as tight as I would like them to be. I think I would like them a little bit more like jegging style, but there wasn't a ton of stretch in this fabric, so I wanted to make sure they would still be comfortable to wear. So all in all, really happy with how these turned out. So I'm gonna cross this off of my make 9 list. Oh, one thing I want to say. One thing I did differently on this pair than I had done on any of the past ones was how I inserted the waistband. I did see an article, not really an article, but a blog post on Lady Bird's blog that she did some time ago, and she mentioned that she was putting the waistbands in facing first. So first you sew in the facing side, and then you attach the outside with a row of top stitching, and that actually worked really, really well. I think it looks a lot cleaner. Definitely seaming on the inside is a lot better using that method, and I think it lies a lot flatter. There's not that excess material that I was getting before, where I couldn't like before I would attach the waistband from the outside first and then try to pin it in place and then top stitch from the outside. So on the inside I would end up getting really like wavy top stitching, but this time worked out a lot better, and I think it looks a lot cleaner. So very excited with that. Next up, I just have another long sleeve Renfrew. Not much to say about this because I have made this pattern easily half a dozen times before, and I'm probably going to make another half a dozen more just because it's a really simple long sleeve t-shirt pattern. I really love how it looks on me and it's comfortable. I will say I had this cut out since October, I want to say. I was watching Natural Dane, I think it's So Natural Dane now, and she loves purple. I think she loves purple a lot, but you know, I saw it and I was like, I really need a purple shirt. So I cut it out, and then for some reason I lost steam, and I've made multiple Renfrews since cutting this out and I just never got around to it. So I'm really happy that I did. Not much to say, it's just a purple long sleeve shirt. So the next item that I made off of my make 9 list was the Simplicity 8268 jogger pants. These were not successful. They're fine, I'll wear them around the house, but I'm definitely not going to be wearing them out or even for my walks because I think they look like clown pants. But I got this fabric from Minerva Crafts for free in exchange for a blog post about it, so no love lost. I used some ribbing on the top and the cuffs, just used black ribbing, and then I actually used some bra band. I have like 1.5 inch bra band or underwear band elastic. That's what I used in the waistband of this because it was almost the perfect size. And it does have some inseam pockets. I think these aren't necessarily very successful just because they definitely add bulk to your hips, which aren't something I necessarily want to call attention to my hips. So yeah, not very successful on these pair of pants, but I'm glad that I got it crossed off of my list. I tried it and now I can say this pattern is not for me. Luckily, I had enough of the fabric left over that I could also make McCalls 6614. I choose to use View D, which is the unisex hoodie on this pattern. I'm actually a lot happier with how this turned out, and I'll probably be making my blog post from Minerva on this garment instead of those pants because I can't imagine any way to photograph those that would look flattering. So this is a really easy raglan sleeve hoodie. It does have this sort of like kangaroo pouch pockets, even though these aren't very big, and a nice big hood. You were supposed to line the hood on this in a contrasting fabric, which I chose not to do. I just left it as is because I didn't have a whole bunch of fabric left over. And I'm actually really happy with how this hoodie turned out. I like it a lot. This is again, more of a slouchy, comfy Saturday, Sunday, not feeling good sweatshirt to wear. I'll post some pictures up here somewhere. It actually, like I said, it's a unisex hoodie. And so Tony tried it on and it actually looks really good on him as well, even though he doesn't particularly like this color. He really liked the hoodie. So this was a lot more successful use of this French terry fabric. So I'm glad, even though the pants didn't work out, I was able to get something that I did like out of this fabric. And then the last thing that I made this month was another Hannah bralette, and that is a Studio Costura shop, I believe, pattern. This time I used this really pretty nude color lace. This lace that I picked up from Beware, and I can also link that in the description box below. I just used some nude stretch mesh on the interior of this, so the whole thing stretches, right? There's no stability in it at all, but I find this really, really comfortable style to wear. It doesn't necessarily give you very much shape or projection or anything like that, but especially if you're small busted like myself, sometimes you just don't need that or want that. So yeah, I think this bralette turned out really nice. I did add a little bow in the center, which is something I hardly ever do with my bras because I can't be bothered, but I think this one just screamed for it. So yeah, this was the only bra that I made this month. Hope you guys have enjoyed seeing what I've been up to, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.